Hello. Okay. This is a new setup, I guess. I don't tend to do just like chatting stuff because I think I run out of things to say, but I think a lot of things I want to say today are kind of necessary. So yeah, hi, welcome everyone. We're just talking today, honestly. I'm probably just gonna yap about things that have happened, things that will happen, regarding this channel. Nothing bad per se, actually. Usually when I say, oh, like something's gonna happen to this channel, it's usually I'm gone for like 6 to 8 months and then just reappear out of nowhere. Hopefully the opposite. But we'll get to that. So yeah, happy Thursday, everyone. It is 10:30. Yep, I did the maths. So still Thursday. But if you're in parts of the world that it's Friday, well, happy Friday, I guess. End of the week, woo. So before I begin with like long list of things that I totally did not write down, all of this stuff that I did regarding the screen is from AO material. That will be linked in the YouTube description, because, you know, fair use and stuff like that. And let's face it, I am terrible at drawing and could probably never even begin to imagine something like this. So yes, thank you to AO material for all the assets. They do amazing stuff. If you ever want to get into VTubing, I would strongly recommend their website. So yeah, how is everyone? I hope you've had a good week. A few weeks since we've last done a stream. Sorry if I sound a bit nasally. I have allergies that just have not resided, I guess. They're just they exist. I probably should get my nose and go to an ENT, because I have really bad nosebleeds sometimes. So, and I also have allergies, but I think that is partly because one of my cats just loves to shove his face in my face, and he sheds anything. So I reckon there's a few cat hairs within my whole breathing system. But he's cute, so you know we have to let him off. But yeah, I mean, it's been a weird couple of weeks, I think, because for anyone that anyone that isn't UK based, I don't know how it is for other countries, but a lot of our yes, use the royal hour, yeah. A lot of my family are at the age where they get exam results during August, and for some reason they've decided that, yeah, shove all the exam results in August and then start your new schools in September, which I just think is it's pushing it a little bit. But yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. I think out of all my cousins that have done exams, I think there's 8 of them. So yeah, very expensive time of the year, because we like to give money for passing your exams, and my family is not exempt to this, because my little brother did an exam, and he also got some money from the rest of the family and my dad. I feel so sorry for my dad, who has to give out the money, because he has for anyone that doesn't know, he has raised 3 kids, right? Me being the middle one, and two of them are like very high achievers. And I don't think he does push for that, but honestly, I don't think he was expecting it, quite honestly. The third one, yeah, is probably yeah, the standard that he was expecting. So what my dad likes to do is, like, for whatever grade you get a set amount of money, right? So to raise high achievers, he was like, okay, you get nothing for a C, right? You get like £50 for like a B, 100 for an A, and then like 150 for an A star. And then we have this thing, because we use a number system in like GCSEs, and then I think it was like 200 for like an A star equivalent, which is like a 9 or something. So yeah, he did not bank on any of us getting that high, I don't think, because when I sat my like first, well, I didn't really sit it, so yeah, COVID, I guess. But when I like had my exam results, I ended up getting like 2K out of it, so yeah. And then like when I did my like college stuff, I did pretty well there as well. So not to toot my own horn, but if I was not irresponsible with money, I would be loaded. But I think that like a lot of my things are like necessary in the moment. I have like terrible impulse control, and then I come to regret things like 6 months later. But I guarantee you that like out of the things that I bought during like college when I had like access to money, I think about 10% of that is still within my person. At least like 40% of that was food. Some of it was clothes, which is probably like the 10% that remains, and then like the rest of it is just like crap that I bought in the heat of the moment. So yeah, but apparently when you like get to like mid-20s, you get was it your frontal lobe develops? So let's hope that kicks in soon. But yeah, very, very busy with family, because it's like we also have to visit them, and it's like, ugh, like I would prefer being in the company of my own cats, quite frankly. I have had some like good times though, like within the past few weeks. I mean, I don't know if I said last stream that I went bowling with my siblings. Like our like closest bowling alley has like a good discount during the holidays, so we're like, yeah, why not? I think this was the first time that I played without bumpers, you know, like the like little railing things that like stop the ball from going in the gutter. Yeah, let's just say that first time was very, very humbling. I think I got like 20. So that's like what, like that's so bad. Like 2 pins a frame, yep. So yeah, but since they have that offer like every sort of like week, we have been going like weekly. I think my best score was probably, I think it was 103, so not bad, but that is probably the best thing I will ever get. I've got a few spares and strikes, very low on the strikes, but yeah, it's quite fun. I think my average score tends to be like 70s, like low 70s. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but for an average person, I think that's a decent score. But yeah, I still, because I have a weird bowling like technique. I like to, because I think what you're supposed to do is, I'm predominantly right-handed, right? I do everything with my right. You're supposed to like do like 2 steps and then like sort of like roll it, right? And you're supposed to do like your opposite leg is supposed to be forward when you release the ball. And you're supposed to like curve your leg like behind you, like almost like curtsy style. I do not do that. For anyone that doesn't know, I am blind in my right eye. So what I like to do for some reason is have all of my stuff on the right and bring it closer to my left. So my front leg is the right leg and I let go. And then I sort of like arabesque, like my leg is like 90 degrees in the air as I release it. Which is why whenever there's like people in the other lanes next to us, I wait for them to go and then I go. Just so I don't hit them, because I think I have hit someone by accident when I didn't do that. So yeah. But then my older brother was like, "Oh, why don't you step with the left?" I was like, "Yeah, I tried that. I don't hit anything at that point, right?" So then I was like jokingly, "What happens if I bowl with my left hand, right?" Bear in mind, the only time I use my left hand is when I play rhythm games, and even then, like for all the games that I play, I tend to use 3.5 fingers because the left middle one sometimes decides to hit the notes and sometimes doesn't, and I can't control that. So yeah. So I was like jokingly, yeah, let me do it, right leg first, left arm bowling. Tell me why that I managed to get a spare on that, and in a game that I had no spares. And it was a good spare as well. I think it was like an 8 and a 2, and I was like, what the hell, like. So I also did it like the next like game, and like I was just average. Like I got like the same amount of score. I do not train like my muscles to do like extra work or anything like that, so it's just kind of weird. But yeah, I think it's one of those that like my right arm gets tired a lot. I will just switch to my left from now on. Like I think they're just like equally as good. But yeah. Sorry, let me take a sip of my water, which is not water. I'll get to that in a minute. Hold on. So one of my favorite like creators had a collab with GamerSupps, and I've sort of heard of GamerSupps, and I've been like, whatever. Like at the moment in time, I cannot justify like a £40 tub for like 100 drinks, but honestly, like that's probably pretty good. But like when that came out, I was like, oh, like I do not have a lot of like merch of this person. Let me okay. Let me see what they got. And they had like the cup, and they had like some like hoodie and t-shirt, jogger pants, I don't know, like a towel. I was like, you know what? I've had a pretty good like couple of weeks. Let me treat myself. So I actually bought I pre-ordered the cup and then a couple of powders, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute, they have an EU store. Let me see there, because it's primarily like US based. Like you cannot go over like £135 in shipping of your thing unless you want to pay like 20% import tax, and I was like, yeah, hell no. I've had enough of that when I bought merch. I hated it. It was like, if you even go slightly over it, you're paying like 50 quid, and I'm like, yeah, no. So I ordered anything that wasn't in the EU store there, and then I went to the EU store and I bought a dragon fruit one and 2 cherry ones. They're actually pretty good. I will not I'm not sponsored by them, but coming from someone who is very much, I need a drink at all times with like copious amounts of sugar, for a no sugar drink that is not a fizzy drink, because a lot of fizzy drinks have citric acid. Less than a calorie or something, and a bunch of vitamins that I do not take anyway. I'm inclined to drink it. I don't drink a lot of it though. I think initially when I was thinking of buying it, I was like, yeah, let me just like substitute it for like every piece, like every drink that I take, because I do not like the taste of water. But I think also like a lot of the vitamins in it are like water soluble, so I end up peeing more, and I don't like that. That is the one downside of staying hydrated. So I sort of maybe like 500 mils a day, if that. I don't even have that sometimes. I tend to have it when I go bowling, and then I tend to have it if I'm like working out. I did buy currently the like caffeine-free ones, because I was like, whatever, I don't want to be like bouncing off the walls. I don't really know how I react with caffeine, because all the drinks that have caffeine have like stupid amounts of sugar, right? Like my coffee is like 4 teaspoons of sugar. So like what, 20 grams? So I don't know if it's like I'm crashing because of the sugar or I'm crashing because of the caffeine. Either way, yeah. So will be interesting to see that result. Yeah. So that is my drink. Well, today my drink is a full scoop of dragon fruit and a half scoop of sour cherry. That is my recommendation. Because I don't tend to like tropical flavors a lot. Like mango, coconut, like right? Lemon and lime is like, I like flavors of lemon and lime, but a lot of the time I don't like lemonade. I don't like just overall flavoring sometimes. But like I'll have like Skittles that are like lemon and lime flavored. I'll have like Starburst. So I was kind of hesitant to order something like that. I think the one I ordered was a strawberry one, which again, I don't know. I only ordered it because of the creator on it. And then the other one is cranberry apple, which sounds interesting because I like the taste of cranberry. I'm not sure how the apple tastes. That's my only caveat. But I'm hoping as well, like I've got a lot of flavors that will mix well. So, like worst comes to worst, I just half scoop everything. But yeah. I actually took that to a picnic as well with my friend, which by the way I definitely went overboard with that, because it was just like a couple of friends, and I was like, yeah, everyone bring something. I like to have choice, and I also do not know what they were gonna bring. We were all just like, yeah, surprise us. So I ended up buying like a bunch of cheese crackers and like insert things here. They ended up bringing like the drinks and some like meat, because we did like a mini like charcuterie kind of thing. That was fun. Kind of windy on the way on the day that we did that. But it's been a while since I've actually had a picnic. I think the last time I had one was like with family many years ago. I'm talking like it's been a decade at least, which doesn't sound like a lot. It's probably been more actually. It's probably more like 20 years since I've had a picnic. Yeah, that was fun. I have a picture somewhere, but I don't know where it is, and it also needs editing because you can see a couple of us. But yeah. It was fun. We did it in like a park, which was quite nice. We went on, was it actually last week? Okay, anyway, we went on like a Friday like evening kind of thing. Because, well, we kind of all come from somewhere else, so we're like, okay, let's make it like somewhere late, and then everyone's got time to get here. But yeah, I think we ended up getting there at like 3. Chilled, had a picnic. Oh my god, I think my freezer was active because I bought a freezer bag, right? I packed it like chock full of like all these freezer like blocks, ice blocks. Sorry, and for some reason I don't know if because my freezer that they were in sometimes plays up where it needs defrosting a lot. I don't know why we just haven't bit the bullet and just like got a new one, but hey ho. But I don't know if it was doing that, because we did end up defrosting it that weekend. But I think all the stuff that I bought back had gone off by then, because some of the cheeses that I brought back had like, it tastes awful. But I can't tell because they're like foreign cheeses to me, and as much as I say I like cheeses, I don't have these cheeses very often. So I don't know, quite frankly. But yeah. Okay, I think we've done pretty well. I've got to sort of like my, yes, this is how I've been over the past few weeks. I mean, there is one more story, but I feel like I'll save it for the end. Because it's such a like complex story. But yeah, let's move on to content. So for anyone that doesn't know, I graduated this year, and the job market is very, very much cooked. And I feel like I am playing this massive game of like imposter syndrome, and this whole search is just very much taxing. Because don't get me wrong, I have skills. I have like people skills. I have like tech skills, which is like my expertise. Maybe not as much as the average like computer science like graduate, but enough to get me into that field that I want to get into right now. And I just feel like maybe the stuff that I have on portfolio is just like shit. Quite to say it in the nicest way possible. So I wanted to sort of like say, okay, I wanna develop that, right? I wanna learn the software properly, and I wanna do stuff. Unfortunately, by the time I decided to do that, my uni had kicked me out of my like learning platform, so I'm kind of just stuck with YouTube tutorials that give me nothing. At least my learning platform gave me certificates that I could at least put on my thing, and yeah, whatever. So I feel conflicted because I excuse me. I want to keep learning things, right? But I don't want to do a postgrad because I am like 50k in debt already. So like, let's not put myself in debt for another year. Even though I do get like 20% off as an alumni for that. But I think the course that I want to technically do is, well, I'm gonna tell you, it's UX, right? User experience. I want to design like apps and websites for people. Not so much build it, just design, right? But I think the course that offers that is at my uni, and I like the convenience of my uni being close to public transport. This one is kind of a bit more harder to get to, and again, the fees that I do not want to pay. So it's like, okay, like let's do this at home, but I also want to keep streaming, right? So cue my this stupid document that I've been making instead of actually doing things, because that's how my brain works. I was like, okay, well, I wanna stream, but I also wanna do work. Boom, combine. And so I made 2 different schedules because we love schedules, and that is my why. Okay, hold on. That was my background. Thank you. That did not work. Let me add a color source because I don't have a thing. Yep, just block me out while I do this. This is so unprofessional. Where is my window capture? Why did it not? Okay, wait, is it? Okay, it's working now. Okay. Let me just I did test this like before, but then I turned my PC off. So where's the color source? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was also kicked out of Word, so we are stuck with LibreOffice, which I don't know. I don't mind, but I'm so used to like Microsoft interface that yeah. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, you know, we have two ideas that are sort of floating around, and this is sort of the like first idea where I was like, okay, well, once if I just do like, you know, work week 1 and then like games or something the second. So that is that is my first one. The content stays the same. It's just a case of where do I put said content, all right? So I was like, okay, well, I wanna develop my Blender stuff. I know I do not make things in 3D very well. But I just thought, hey, like, why not improve on that? It leads nowhere at this current moment in time. We are just doing it for fun, I guess. So yeah, there's that. There's days where I kind of want to do sort of like study streams, which I have mentioned in the past, where I was like, okay, you know, let's do like a Pomodoro style, and just never did it because, let's face it, I am like the most inconsistent person. So I've got a few code things that I want to sort of do in like so like there's the Wednesday ones. Cue the yep. That would probably either be that or like video editing, where I wouldn't share my screen, but I'd maybe like update you every like half hour or so and just be like, yo, this is what I'm working at. So there's that. Thursdays are my like no stream day, despite today being a Thursday, but by the time this kicks in, I will be busy on Thursdays, so I'm just like, yeah, like let's just keep that free. And then Fridays are gonna be the days where I'm like, okay, let's buckle down, let's actually do things that are like to reduce my like imposter syndrome, right? And then Saturdays I have like completely blocked what? I have like blocked out for Honkai Star Rail completely. Whether or not that is actually a Saturday or a Sunday, I have to sort of decide. I think Saturday's probably just better, just purely for the fact that things tend to happen on a Saturday. I probably am wiped, but I would like a day to myself kind of thing. Get it all over and done with. Because this is the one game that I think I will focus on. I mean, my last 2 streams were Honkai, so yeah. My next stream is probably also Honkai. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, well, don't scroll on. I was like, okay, well, what would I do the next week, right? Because like, well, you know, Saturdays would be reserved for Honkai. What else do I do? Because I am not an FPS gamer. I am not a just a standard gamer. The only games I play is my arcade ones, which obviously are what am I supposed to do there? Star Rail, which already has a day, and then Project Sekai, which I haven't played in like a good few months, and End Stars, which the only issue with that is that I cannot have this interface while streaming that. It would just be a silent stream, and I don't know if I want to do that or not. That and both versions are Japanese, so half the things in it I also use a translator app. But yeah, I was like, well, you know, I used to do like Lego building streams and just random indie games. So I want to bring that back, preferably with ones that don't exhaust my voice. So yeah, and then I thought to myself, like, you know, looking back on this, like, who is my like demographic here? Because like, you know, one week I'd get like all the study people that want to study, and then like the next week I'd get like the gaming people, and like you'd come in and you'd be like, oh, it's actually not that week. So then I was like, okay, well, once if I mix it up, right, cue the second idea where I mix it in between. Not so much of a change. Sorry, let me get comfortable. We'd still have the like Saturday reserved for like Hongai. And the odd Monday where I'm like, okay, let's make something. But I also said to myself, like, hey, like, I don't mind making like something fun. Like I've got a few things that I need for my scrapbook. Sorry, I was trying to look for my scrapbook. It's not here. I don't know where it is, but there are things that need doing for that. Wednesday would stay the same, as would all my Thursdays. This I would have to. I don't know about this, like timing wise, because I, you know, scroll back here. You know, I think I've only had like 2 afternoon streams, and I don't think I've ever done a morning stream. I've done one morning stream, and that was at 10:30. So yeah, but I don't know. This bit felt like odd. I didn't want to have like 2 days where I'm like, okay, you know, one week it's like a working week, and then the other week it's like, whatever. Like, I want it to be fairly like normal, but I also realized that I will not stream every day, right? Because my voice gets shot. So yeah. I think this is what I'm gravitating towards. But I'm just skeptical on how to make the second week work. Because I like the idea of my 2 working days being on different days. I kind of have this sort of set. I want Fridays to be like, yes, okay. It's just this just doesn't feel right. So whether to also have a Make It Monday here, have all of this, and then have my Tuesday Taster Day the same. But then I have 2 days in a row, and I already have a lot of days in a row on this one. The schedule might get changed. This doesn't feel right, okay? The first one made sense to me because I was like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of spaces between stuff. But it just feels awkward, and I don't know if I can actually commit to that. So this is what we're like gravitating towards. By the way, this room that I am in. There is another version of it. This is just the I want to show you something version, but the other bit, like I'll switch afterwards. When I move on, like with my topics. But yeah, it's basically the same, apart from the chat box moves more towards the center. That's it. didn't really put much thought into it. I did. I spent like 2 hours on this trying to get everything right. So I would appreciate it if you appreciate it. But yeah, like one of the main issues I have is that I am probably somewhere undiagnosed and have a severe lack of motivation. Whether I can do all of this, if any of this, is a whole different thing. So, who knows? So yeah, I might come back to the drawing board with this one. Because I'm also thinking like here I would I'm gonna edit it, you know. I would also say like I want to edit some videos that I have, right? Not necessarily for this. And there's some stuff that I can't show on stream because they also dox me. But for the like family like video vlog thing of our holiday, I tried getting around to that. I got motion sick, and then yeah. So yeah, somewhere around here something needs to change, and I think this just needs to combine to that. But it just means we have 2 days there and 2 days there. I mean, it's better. I have 2 days for I mean, this is subject to change. I mean, I probably won't stick to this anyway. I would like to at least do my Fridays, and I would at least like to do my like Star Rail weeklies, because I am very much behind on them, and Adventuring comes out soon, and I want to pull for him. I can't remember. Am I on a guarantee for that? Who was my last pulled character? Who did I last pull for? I remember Ashrail, but there's someone in between that. Saridria? Saridria? I can't pronounce her name. I feel like I pulled her. But then I got her. Maybe I tried pulling for Himiko and then didn't, and I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back to this, you know. The other issue I have is with Twitch itself, right? I want to move platform, quite frankly. Unfortunately, all the like options that I have with people on it is either also has issues that are similar to Twitch, or there's just not enough discovery on it. And you know, I don't say, you know, I say I don't do it for like discovery, but like, let's face it, you do not stream and just hope for the best kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I mean, I know what is it, Billy like opened up. It's like global, like, what do you call it, like app. I just don't know enough about the platform, but apparently everyone is nice there. But you know, these are like popular streamers saying this, so would I have the same reach? I have no idea. Would I be entertaining on that platform? Also no idea. But yeah, everything that's recently come out about, you know, the news of this, like opting into AI and scraping data, and it's like, yeah, like you can, you know, it's automatically opt in, but guess what, like the opt out also does nothing. We still use your data, and that is fucking hate AI, man. If you do not hate AI in this day and age, there is something either seriously wrong with you, or you just not there intellectually. And I will say it because, like, nothing that good, as in thinks for you kind of thing, is ever good. Anything that is marketed to you and shoved in your face is never good. And coming from a creative background, to say that all of my data just gets, you know, scraped and then reused without my permission is kind of just, why would you do that? And then not to mention the environmental factors of energy and the water that it uses. So yeah, we do not hate it enough as a society, but there are also big issues in society that also do not get addressed, and I will not go into that because that is too much for me. But in other news, I will now switch to the I am not showing anything thing. the other scene. Yes, hold on. Let me get rid of the window capture. I'm looking for the window capture now. You can tell it's been a while since I've done this. This is window. Windows, that's it? No. What did I name it? Ah, window capture. There we go. Alright. Switching now. There's not much difference. I told you there's not much difference. But it just means that, like, if I'm ever, like, talking with you all, I can just, like, I can see you a bit better, you know? So yeah, that is kind of it, like, about what I wanted to talk about in terms of the channel. Like, I want to do more for the channel, as a TLDR. We'll probably do this as a post anyway on probably like Twitter and YouTube. I'm not sure how many people actually read the YouTube, but hey ho, like I yap so much on that, and I put TLDR because yeah, too much yap. And I think I got that from one of my like favorite streamers as well, because they used to do like monthly like updates and just yap about absolutely everything that happens and is coming up. So yeah. that is it in terms of future growth and content and etc. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, I did say it was going to be short. There are a few things that, you know, have happened, and, you know, I'll update you on what I'm up to as well, apart from the tedious thing that is called job hunting. I've just been playing M-Stars, which I don't know what that makes me, because, like, a lot of people don't like it, and I know there's some things lore-wise that is wrong, but I do not read Japanese, and I just play some of the songs, and I just play the rhythm game for the rhythm, you know? Game. Yeah. So that has been my free time. The other stuff I've been doing, and this one's funny, okay, because I have like media periods, in the terms of I will watch something, or I will like consume a piece of media. What that piece of media is in terms of style is very much random, very much mood dependent. So the past like year or so, it's mainly been webtoons and like Korean comics. I remember a couple years back it used to just be anime, and I just binge watched a bunch of anime. I mean, like theory videos on YouTube, just like random theories, random interest. Half is interesting videos, because that was where I was at. Lore theories and stuff like that, especially surrounding like FNAF, Vocaloid, like iceberg. I don't know. Yeah. This period is currently for Chinese animation. Going back to we've done a full circle in the Bilibili thing, huh? Because all of them are done by Bilibili. And I think this one's weird, right? Because I was in an anime watching mood for a bit. And I was like, I'm not feeling this right now. Let me see what else is like airing. And Link Click had come back, and I absolutely love Link Click. Hands down, that is my recommendation for you. For any piece of animation, that is the one. Caught with that. There's only 2 episodes. And sorry, hold on. Hydrate. So, yeah, caught up with that. And then I was like, okay, well, you know what? That stuck with me more than anything else did. So, let me watch another one that's Chinese as well. So I watched Crowned in 100 Days, also airing. Why I picked all the ones that had aired? I have no idea. So that was interesting because I think it had the style of like a shonen anime in the terms of like it was just like goofy moments, but also like we're fighting for this one big thing of we're trying to get the king back in his body kind of thing, which was also pretty fun. The only is it an issue? I don't know. The episodes are 10 minutes long. I think actually that is probably a better thing for me because I do not have attention span on it, but like at that moment in time I was binging, so at the same time it's like yes, it's good for those kind of days where I'm like not paying attention, but also like I am paying attention right now, so I caught with it in like a day. So yeah, that is me, I guess. I've just been, yeah. I think my current one is X and Y, which I think I saw like an Instagram reel on like recommendations, and yeah, I picked it up. I only got 5 minutes into that, and I don't know if it was because I'd come from Crowned in 100 Days, and that one was sort of like fast-paced action, and this one's sort of like you're in a escape room kind of thing. So I don't know how that one is, like too much, but yeah, I don't know. The premise of it sounds good. The other thing I've been doing is manually saving a bunch of fan fictions from Wattpad, because they recently I don't know how this makes me sound so weird, right? And I'm not distributing anything. This is literally like because I love the stories so much, but they have somewhat questionable themes, and the new like service terms that they allow content guidelines that changed recently, and I don't exactly know how strict they're gonna enforce it. So I was like, okay, let me just take all my favorite like books, stories, whatever, copy paste stuff. I know there's probably tools to scrape stories, but again, that I think that is just essentially training AI. So I like to do it the old-fashioned way, as I like to say to my friend, handwriting it. No, okay, I'm not handwriting anything. But yeah, just copy and paste stories into Word docs and just convert those into EPUB stuff. So yeah, that is me. Alright, before I sort of head off for the night, which is actually pretty early for me, let me tell you about my neighbor's cat. I don't know how many times I've talked about this cat. It's an orange cat. Her presumed male. We don't know how old he is because the girl that looks after him says they're like 3, and we know for a fact he's not 3, considering our cats are 4.5, and he has been on this street longer than 3 years. Before we even had our cats, we just never saw him that much. So we don't know how old he is. I would like to assume he is coming up to his senior years of 7, but I could be wrong. You know, it could be like 6. But he's not like, he's pretty sprightly. Yes. Hello. How are you? Welcome to chat. I'm just chilling. I'm just telling stories of cats. Honestly. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday? ? So anyway, this cat we like to feed because we always see him on our mats. On our door mat. So we just feed him quite secretly and with copious amounts of food. Don't know what day it is either. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's near the end of the week. We'll call it that, you know. So this cat, we went on holiday around end of June, right? And we were like, oh, if you know, to all the people that come around and feed our cats, if you see this orange cat, please feed him. And then around the end of the week, we're like, oh, we haven't seen that. What are you doing? Stop. What? Sorry, save, whatever. My desktop was being weird. So, you know, come the end of the week, no one's fed him. We come back, we haven't seen him. It's been a week. We're like, hold on a minute. Where is this cat? Turns out the neighbors had gone on holiday, so they've, you know, probably put him in a cattery or something, or like he's been sent to like his, like the friends of the neighbors to look after. So we're like, okay, we're not worried. They come back. It's been a few days. We're like, where is this cat? We have not seen this cat. We love him. He is basically like our cat at this point. The amount of times he was on our doorstep. So we're like, hey, like, you know, we haven't seen your cat for a while. And like, oh, he's missing. You didn't want to tell us that he was missing? Okay, well, you know, we'll ask around. Do you know where he went missing? Yeah, it was like, yeah, he jumped out the window of the friend's house, and just didn't come back. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, he's an outdoor cat. He is not gonna stay indoors. Second of all, like, you had another cat as well, like the friend. So he, like, you know, definitely wasn't. He is a territorial cat. He will scrap any other cat. I've woken up several times in the middle of the night because I've heard him scrapping. So we're like, okay, well, you know, we know he's been missing around this area. So, you know, a couple times a week, we're like, yo, let's go out and you know, drive around, see if we can find him. We couldn't do it. We're like posting on like social media. In my mom's case, she was on Facebook and I was just like on my like Instagram kind of thing. Sounds a bit like my cat's fighting all the time. Yeah, mine do the same as well. There's one that's like very much like does not like anyone in their personal space, and the other one is just like sleeps all the time. Unfortunately, the cat that sleeps all the time just likes to take the territorial one like spots, and so he just gets hit in the face a lot. I can only do so much. So yeah, we're asking around for this, you know, has anyone seen this cat? This is what he looks like. These are all the pictures. Nothing, right? And then 2 weeks ago, someone in a neighboring area, about 2 miles out, a couple kilometers out, I don't know what people use. We use miles for some reason. was like, is this anyone's cat? He's been turning up in our like garden, and he looks pretty skinny. I'm like, oh my god, that's neighbor's cat. That's him. So we're like, yeah, this is our neighbor's cat. We think. I mean, he looks like basically identical. We'll come round, and get him. But they're like, no, we can't. We can't wait till this time. We'll come round to you. So they're like, is this your cat? And the girl is like, yes. But the mum is like, oh, I don't know. It just looks like any other cat. My god, do these people not care about this cat? Apart from the girl, and even then she kind of coddles him a bit too much. So like, okay, well, we'll just let him out and see what he does. So he comes out of the cage and he just goes straight to his like area outside. We're like, okay, well, that solves the problem. And I think it took a bit of a while for him to come back to our doorstep, and he still doesn't as much. But it's good to have him back. We probably go through like triple the amount of cat food when we do see him. But he is really skinny. And I like it. Like, I have 2 British Shorthairs, so like they are very chonk. So seeing them next to this neighbor's cat, I'd like to give him a bit extra. I also do think he runs around a lot, but I don't know, like, ever since he's been back, he's been a bit tired. And I don't know if it's because he's just been, like, outside for, like, 6 weeks straight with, like, no safe place. So I'm hoping he just sleeps off the whole, like, thing. But yeah, that is our... Well, he is basically our cat at this point. Like, we just feed him so much. But it's cute, like, because like our like entranceway is like covered, so he's like covered from the rain and like the wind, and we put out like a box for him, so he kind of just stays there, It's cute. But yeah, that is all the cat stories I have, I guess. I mean, there's loads, like, of, I'm constantly taking like cat pictures and videos, like all the time. Although Yuki, for some reason he is the bigger cat, but he doesn't eat as much, and he's the sleepy one, so sleepy cat Yuki. He has this thing where he likes to be hand fed. And he's doing the thing again, like, recently, where he's like, yeah, I don't want to eat. I don't want to put my face in the bowl. I don't want to chew food. I don't want to, like, get up from my nap and to have food. I've never seen such an unmotivated cat for food. I didn't think they existed, but there's nothing wrong with him. Like, his teeth are fine. He doesn't have any digestive problems. We've been to the vets saying he doesn't eat. And they're like, oh, it's fine. Like, he has no health problems. He's just being spoiled. So the only way to feed him sometimes is literally from your own hand or with a spoon. And I'm not doing that all the time. Sometimes it takes him like an hour and a half to eat a meal. But I have this new thing where I'm like, bro, it's been 20 minutes. If you're not coming back down, I am not feeding you again. And he does know that, and he kind of just sleeps off till the next meal. But even then, when he wakes up for the next meal, he's like really groggy, and he's like, oh, I don't want to come out of the box and get food. And I'm like, you kind of need to. You didn't eat the first time. Oh, so we're back to the issue of I want to be hand fed. Because sometimes he realizes I'm not gonna feed him, so it's like, okay, fine, I'll begrudgingly eat. And also, before anyone says anything, we've changed food so many times. He has the same reaction with half of them. And the ones that he does like, he doesn't finish. So, yeah. Strange cat. And there is nothing wrong with his teeth because he has kibble, but I'm not putting him on an all-kibble diet. Do you ever just wish, sometimes, sorry, totally random, that, like, human kibble existed. Because, like, I get, like, serious, like, decision fatigue of, like, deciding what to make and meal prep and, like, you know, like, I just want instant food. And I feel like if, like, human kibble existed, I would very much invest in it, you know? Yeah, that is, that is the situation that we are with the cats. The other one is constantly hungry. Also nothing wrong with him. He's had blood work done, and he's just constantly hungry. We think he's bored, but at the same time he doesn't play. And when he does get around to playing, sleepy cat Yuki wakes up and he's like, "Yo, I'm playing now," and just takes it. And the other one's like, "Yep, cool, you take it." So yeah. What is happening with my desktop? There is this, like, flashing, like, pixel thing. This is the old monitor, though, so I'm wondering if it's also having issues. For anyone that doesn't know, I had monitor issues back in, like, June, I think it was. May? No, it was May. End of May. Got it sent off to the seller, who shipped it back to the manufacturer of the actual thing, because it was like a third-party service. They were like, I was like, "Yo, it's been a month, where is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's with the manufacturer, they can take as long as they want." I'm like, well, I'm kind of down to one monitor here. This is like working in, like, primal cave times. So fast forward like another month and they're like, "Yo, come pick out a new monitor, they're taking too long." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Here is the one I want." And they're like, "Okay, cool. Take 2 weeks to come, you know." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Well, first week I'm on holiday, so, you know, like, fine, whatever. I don't have to care about it." It was another month, and I was like calling them. I was like, "Yo, like, where is this monitor?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, just go to the store, please." Because the seller is an absolute arse who doesn't know anything about stores. Anyway, I go to the store and they're like, "We'll see if we have it." They're rummaging around in the warehouse for like 20 minutes. They come out with it and I'm like, "Oh yeah, here you go." And you didn't want to tell me that you had it? Just... Anyway. Whatever. I have 2 monitors again. I saw a post saying, what was it? Like, secondary monitors on the right. If you have it on the left, you're like, you know, you're a psycho. And, well, I can't do that. My current monitor is in the middle of the desk, like the main one, and then the secondary one is mounted to the wall on the left because I can only see out of my left, and therefore everything needs to be on the left so I can see it. So yeah, call me the psychopath then, I guess. Although I think a lot of people have it on the left. I've seen people have it on top. I don't get people who have it on top. Because, like, what, like a two screen, like, on top of each... Anyway. But yeah. I think my dream, like, setup would be maybe, like, 4 screens. I think I would like one mounted on top of my current one. Wait, can I draw this out? This is gonna be terrible drawing, right? Welcome to MS Paint, I guess. Let's... You know what? I'm gonna plug the drawing pad back in, and I'm gonna switch back to the screen. Woo. I love how I was like, yeah, like let's head off after telling this story, and we're drawing setups now. Yippee. Drawing. Gotta love it, you know? Oh my god, why? Wait. Where is... Oh, it's set to the wrong one. Oh no, it's set to... Ugh. Ew. Sorry, my settings are wrong. Hold on. Yeah, don't mind me. Work area? Yeah, specifically on monitor 2. Okay. So that... Okay, but why are you in, like, mouse mode? What, look, how do I take that off? Sorry, I don't use this a lot. It's not in mouse mode. What? Okay, whatever. I'm baffled. just leave me alone, okay? Window capture? Let's do window capture. Okay, that didn't... Oh my god, that does not work. Oh my god, what? Okay, maybe... Should I just do display capture? Because, like, what the heck, why not, you know? Display capture. I'm gonna move it back down to where video capture... What? I don't know where things are on here, don't mind me. Right, let's switch it to primary monitor. Okay. Massive, thanks. And let's crop it so we can actually see what's going on. And then make this bigger. I did learn things from the internet. Yippee. Okay, so dream monitor setup would be, right? Hello, Steffi. It's going all right. Kind of. I don't know if I've had like a little bit too much sugar and I'm just like on a wild one right now. Because I was like, yo, I've got a set thing to talk about, and currently we're talking about monitor setups. Specifically my dream one. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. How are you? Happy Thursday, happy Friday, whatever day it is for you. But yeah, okay, so current monitor setup, right, is, excuse my drawing because I was not made for this, right? And then my PC is like here. Why is it in mouse mode? This is what I don't get, right? PC is here, like the mat for the mouse is like here, keyboard is like here. That was a terrible keyboard. Still Thursday? Nice. And then my other monitor is like mounted to the wall and here. Notice the big gap here, right? There is a massive gap here because where I wanted the wall mounting thing, it was like, no, can't have that. There's like massive support beams in the way. So yeah, that is my current setup, right? But if we do my dream setup, also let me say that this, sorry, that this setup is due to my desk being nailed in to the wall. So ignoring all of that, right? I would love one of those like moving desks that are like, you know, like the ones with the button and they move the height. Would love them. All right. I think still PC on the right. This is terrible. What is? Okay. Anyway, that is my PC. You know. I am not an artist. Oh my gosh. Can I zoom? I can't zoom in. Can I? Okay. Well, this is a bit small for me. This is. Oh no, I can. I can. What am I doing? Okay. Anyway. Thank you. All right, and then hi. I would still have my like peripherals, you know, and yep. I would. Oh, also my mic is like here, right? And it's like currently it is like this. It looks like a lamp, but it is like, what are they called? The like clamp, yep. It's clamped to the front of the desk. I want it to be clamped to the back, right? I want it to come like round here and sort of like stay here, you know? So that is I'm just yeah. And then this is where I'm like, because I said I would like 4 monitors, right? My drawing tablet is somewhere sat here, right? Yes, that is totally a drawing tablet. And then sort of like coming, I'm still sticking with the main here. And then I think I would like something here, like my like VTube Studio, my OBS something. So yes. that would be there. And then it's just a case of like where I would put the other ones, right? Because I think I do like the idea of like a portable screen, having like something like down here, because this is where my speaker is, right? Yes, that makes, yeah. But like there is space here. I currently have a lamp here in between my thing, but I think, okay, yes, we're going back to this, but from a developer point of view, I think having a vertical screen, you know, because I do a lot of code things, so like this would be like my code stuff, you know, and then this would probably be chat, you know, because like I can see you on the left kind of thing. I don't know. I currently have OBS here, right? Maybe 4 is too much. 3 I think I could get away with, because I would get away with like this, right? That was at least draw it in a different color. But yeah, I think 3. And then my light is like here. Q lamp. That's actually a pretty good lamp. It's not connected in the slightest. But yeah, that is probably me. That is, yeah. And then like here on the rest of my desk, I'd have like just random stuff. I like to call it my bowl of random stuff, because it is literally a tub. Underneath the tub is like my calendar like planner thing, and then in the tub is what is it? My wallet, my outside like phone cases, because I have an indoor one and an outside one. My camera, and just random paper clips for some reason. It's a bowl. Yep. And that is my dream setup. Obviously actually I'm gonna erase the line between the mic, because it kind of just, it is annoying me just ever so slightly. And then draw the line like here. What is the pen? What is it? This one? You can tell I don't use this. But yeah, like have that like clamped here. That is my setup for the future. I have seen a really nice corner setup though, by another streamer. They had like an ultra wide monitor, and I liked it, but I'm just like, all of this does depend on like where my next desk would be, because right now I'm in the wall kind of thing, you know. But yeah, I think we can call it a day there, you know. I can stop being crazy and going on my like fever dream like rants of future stuff, you know. I also probably shouldn't have drank that juice because I wanna brush my teeth soon. I literally wanna climb into bed after this. So yeah, we'll call it a day there. I think my next stream would probably be Saturday. It's probably a short one. I probably will just catch up with my Honkai weeklies. Yeah. That's it. I have nothing. I really need to start making my end screen. The only problem with that is I probably have to make it in DaVinci. I don't have access to my Adobe suite anymore. I'm not paying for it either. I'm not one-piecing it right now because I tried doing that and my computer was like, nah, you have too many viruses, and yeah. I don't wanna endanger anything on this PC, especially with PC parts being like crazy stupid expensive, because of, you guessed it, AI. So yeah. Yeah, see you Saturday maybe. Hopefully. I think by then I will have a bit more of a solid stream schedule idea that I will share at the start. The current voting that I have on my Twitter is currently set to mixed weeks, I think. That is what's winning. So yeah. Cool. See you in like 3 days then. 2 days? 2 days. Wait. Yeah. Friday. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Have a good night. Good morning. Whatever time of day it is for you. Yeah. I really gotta like figure out how to end these. Yeah. Bye everyone. Bye.